If you've just started using Claude or you've been using it for a while and never really thought about it, at some point you'll notice there are two things sitting right next to each other in the app, Claude Code and Co-work, and you wonder what's the actual difference. Do I need both? Am I using the wrong one? Most explanations online give you the official version. Co-work is for everyday tasks. Code is for building software. That sounds clean until you try to figure out which applies to what you're actually trying to do, and what's the limitation and usage cost. So I ran a test. Same tasks, both tools, same day. And we are here to find out where each one actually fits. Because nobody had done this, and I wanted a real answer, not a feature list. So here's the task. A bit of background on how my content system works. Before I write any YouTube script, I run something I built with Claude Code called a deep command, which is a deep research. Here's what it does. It searches YouTube for the top performing outlier videos on a topic, puts their full transcripts, maps what every creator is covering, finds the gaps what nobody's talking about, and saves as a brief I can use to write something valuable that doesn't already exist. I wanted to know if Co-work can do the same job, and what's the difference between Co-work and Code. Let's go with Co-work first. So I described the task to it in plain English. No code, no custom command, just a prompt. Here's exactly what I typed. I want you to research YouTube videos about Claude Code desktop app and help me find the content gap, an angle nobody has covered yet. Step 1. Find the top videos. Search YouTube for this topic. Look for videos that are performing well, high views relative to the size of the channel that posted them. Find at least 5 good ones, ideally from different creators. Step 2. Go through each video, for each one to read the transcript or watch enough to understand what it actually covers. Put out 5 to 8 specific angles or subtopics it addresses. Be concrete, and also here I give it an example. Step 3. Map the landscape. Once you've got through all the videos, look across them and identify what do 3 or more videos all cover. What do only 1 to 2 videos cover? What questions would a viewer still have after watching all of this and none of them answered? Step 4. Recommend an angle based on the gap. Suggest 1 to 2 specific video ideas that are underserved and will stand out. Okay, so here's what we got from Co-work. Looks like a decent job. First, we got a summary here. 7 well-performing videos. Almost every video teaches the same arc. What the tool is, how to install it, and a feel-good build of something small from a single prompt. The arc is now saturated. The strongest open gap is the unglamorous half of the experience that no video addresses. What to do when Claude breaks your project, what the tool actually costs to run, and how risky it is to point it at your real files. Here's the recommended angle. Then how this research was done, based on relevance and engagement signaled in YouTube ranking. Also got a Q note here about YouTube's anti-bot protection. So sadly, we only got 2 videos with view counts. Then what are these 7 videos and what each video covers? Next, the content landscape. This is the juicy part that we wanted. What is saturated, what is moderately covered, what is underserved, then what a viewer still wonders after watching all 7. Great, looks fantastic, and I like it. Also, the 2 ideas Co-work recommended. What to do when Co-work breaks your project. A recovery guide. Sounds very intrigued. Another 2 title options here. Claude Code broke my project. Here's how I fixed it. The Claude Code video nobody made when it goes wrong. What it covers. Recognizing when Claude is looping or stuck, undoing the and reverting changes. Recovering a session that has drifted. What to do when the previewed or app won't run. Repairing a Claude.md. That is making things worse. Knowing when to abandon a session and start fresh, and a simple habit of checkpointing work before risky changes. And here's why it's a gap. Well done, Co-work. Now the same goes with Claude Code. Let's see what happens. I've already built a deep command with the same workflow, but the difference here is Claude Code will automatically save the result in my Notion database. So now let's head to my Notion. We've got 5 videos analyzed here, and you can see we just got plain text here. Nothing is color-coded, it just shows the clean result here. Nothing fancy. Apart from that, the rest of it is basically the same as Co-work. Content map for each video, saturated angles, unique angles, the juicy gaps. 2 recommended angles. I gave Claude Co-work and Claude Code the same job. Here's what actually happened. That's crazy because this is exactly what we are doing here. Thank you for verifying my idea here. Now comes the most exciting part. Let's compare these two together. Co-work found 7 videos, Claude Code found 5. That's because I set a default number in Claude Code to find 5. That's why it sounds like Co-work did more. But here's the part that matters. There was zero overlap between the 12 videos, different creators, different titles, completely different results for the exact same topic on the same day. These tools are not doing the same job in different packaging. They're working differently at the source. Co-work read what YouTube shows anyone who opens the page, chapter lists, timestamps, video descriptions. That's the metadata layer. Claude Code put full transcripts, every word spoken in every video, then ran an outlier scoring formula, comparing how each video performed against that specific channel's baseline, to find the ones that genuinely overperformed, not just the ones that look good on the surface. So when Co-work said a video was paying attention to, it had to read the table of contents. When Claude Code said the same thing, it had to read the whole book and check the sales numbers. The difference showed up in what H2 recommended. Co-work said make a video about what you do when Claude Code breaks your projects. Make a video explaining the exact usage costs. Both real gaps, both things people are genuinely searching for when they hit a wall. Claude Code said make a video doing this exact Co-work versus code comparison. Make a video about why chasing every new Claude feature is the wrong move. Different content entirely. Co-work found help content, the questions people ask when they are stuck. Claude Code found perspective content, the honest takes nobody else is giving. Both valid, just pointing at different viewer needs. Now let's look at what it costs, and I'll give you some honest numbers. Co-work used 39% of the 5-hour usage window, and took about 10 minutes. Claude Code used 13% and finished in under 5. 3 times the token cost for Co-work, twice the time. Not Co-work produced a more polished, formatted document, structured like a proper brief you could hand to someone. That has value, but you are paying for it. And it was working from shallower source material the whole time. It hit YouTube's anti-bot protection and couldn't put view counts for 5 of the 7 videos it found, which meant it had no way to tell which videos were actually overperforming versus just showing up in search. Claude Code had all the data, full transcripts, real performance numbers, a scoring formula that accounts for channel size and video age. The output was less formatted, but more accurate. So how I actually think about this now. Before this test, I assumed Claude Code was better because I've built my system in it. But from the ideas they recommended, they are both solid. So after running it, here's the framing I landed on. Co-work is for execution. You have a defined task. You want to point it at your local files, describe what you need, and get results. The setup is minimal. The output comes back formatted. If you are new to building with AI, or you just need something done without building a whole system around it, Co-work is the right entry point. Claude Code is for building. If today's research needs to fit into tomorrow's script, which fits into a Notion database, which checks what you've published, you need a system, not a task runner.